Hey guys, Brandon Woolham hanging out here in Nashville today with Toni LaShawn. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for hanging out with me.
Yeah, in town for the Josie Music Awards. You come down the street, you come down here to meet us, and this is our first time getting to meet you. So we don't know the Toni story. So we got to start there. Kind of tell us a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. I'm Toni LaShawn. Toni LaShawn Wortherly is my full name. I am by day a high school teacher, and I am a worship leader at my church in Atlantic Beach, Florida. I've been writing music since I was a teenager, but I just got serious about it about 13 years ago, and came to Nashville, of course, for the dream, for all of the conferences and everything to figure out what I was doing. I met a woman named Cherise Voltore who runs Global Songwriters Connection, and she gave my dreams direction, which is what her goal is for that company. I absolutely intended to stay just behind the pen, so to speak, and just write music because I love writing, and that is my release and my therapy, and God gave me that gift. But in 2020, my grandfather passed away before COVID or anything of that nature happened, and I was in a deep state of grief and depression, and there was a lot going on, and the only thing that brought me out of it was music. And I wrote a song called Strength to Soar during that grieving period. I sang it for my church because a lot of people were going through the same kind of grief, and it really resonated, and I just kind of heard God's voice saying, now is the time. And at that time, it was in 2022, so I was 44 years old, and I was like, are you sure, Lord? Kind of old to be getting started with this, and I don't really like being out front other than in my church, but I went with it, released my first EP, and I've been going ever since with music, so I've added that to my repertoire.
Yeah, we sit here today just a few days into November, and your latest project, a Christmas EP. Talk to us about some of the songs that we can hear on this new project.
So Toni LaShawn Christmas just released on October 31st. It's like a Halloween Christmas music. I'm like, well, really it was for November 1st, but Fridays is when music comes out. So there's 3 songs on this EP, and I also put their instrumentals on there. The first track is called The Hope You Give, that I co-wrote with my friends Samantha Clark and Joshua Long. They really listened to my story of how sometimes at Christmas it's a little overwhelming. I'm single and I'm childless, and watching everyone else with their families and watching everyone in their happiness and joy can sometimes be overwhelming. You have conflicting feelings of I'm happy for them, but I'm also a little bit sad for me.
Yeah.
And so my original Christmas project, I'm working on a full album, started out just with the idea of making songs of hope for people who may, during the holidays, feel a sense of grief, and songs that they can relate to that will give them hope and light in their life. And Samantha and Josh listened to my story, and we wrote The Hope You Give, about the hope that we have in Jesus Christ and how that outweighs anything else that goes on, and how it sheds light in our lives and brings us joy and helps us to appreciate all of the things that we do have. I included the instrumentals for all 3 songs because Josh produced The Hope You Give, and my friend Jared Jones did Angels We Have Heard on High and Just What I Always Wanted, which is the 3rd track on the album. And their production is phenomenal. And I was like, people need to hear this, and not just hear my voice, but like also just hear how beautiful this music is. Like, the music will bring you joy, and then if you listen closely to the lyrics, there's a lot of hope and light and joy in that. And then Angels We Have Heard on High, like, that's just one of my favorite Christmas hymns. Of course, everyone loves the Gloria chorus, and I wanted to see what I could do with that. I was in an a cappella group in college, so I love building harmonies and doing a little bit of arranging with that, and I just wanted to see what I could do with a new take on the classic song. And the 3rd song, like I mentioned, is Just What I Always Wanted, which again is hearkening back to the sense of family and appreciating what we have. A lot of times we look at Christmas and we think about what we can get more than what we can give or receive and or give for others to receive.
Yeah.
And we just wanted, me and my co-writers, Jared and Carrie, wanted to just remind people that the holidays are about more than just being in the hustle and bustle of it all and gift shopping and, cooking and throwing parties. It's about the people in your life. It's about the love. It's about the joy. It's about the peace. It's about Jesus.
Yeah. So we get a little teaser this year. Is the ultimate goal for next year the full Christmas album to be out there?
Yes. Next year, the full album will be out there. It's actually already written.
Oh, wow.
I may add another traditional Christmas hymn to it, but I already have the 2 original songs that are going to come out. I've grouped them together. Last year, I did 3 releases. This year, I'm doing 3 releases. So next year will be at least 3, maybe more. It depends on what we write between now and then. If there's something that
And probably how many streams people go out and give this so we can rack those pennies up to pay for this full project.
I need my whole 0.0004 cents a stream.
Yeah. As a school teacher, often you have to hide some of your personal life stuff. Have your students found this music career side of you?
They have. So a couple of years back, I was minding my own business, putting grades in the grade book up at my desk, and my students were supposed to be working, and I noticed that some of them were in the back, like standing up, like kind of huddled together, and then they started like dancing and moving, and I was like, what are you guys doing? And then they turned up the music, like they took it off of their earbuds and turned it up, and it was my song 100,000 Heartbeats, and like I was both honored and mortified at the same time. I didn't really share with them the musical side because I am a public school teacher and my music is gospel music. So I did not want, I like to believe that I live my life in a way that people know that Jesus is the center of my life without me having to, say those exact words.
Yeah.
But the students discovered it. So on Friday, actually, one of my students came in and he was like, hey, did you hear that Kodak dropped? And I said, that's not the only person who dropped today. And they were like, wait a minute, you dropped new music? And I was like, maybe. So now it's fun. This is Christmas music, so it's a little bit more,
Yeah, you can get away with it.
I can get away with it a little bit more because most people love Christmas. So.
Yeah, well, if people go stream the new Christmas tunes, they like the sound. What's that first track they should go back and listen to your non-Christmas music?
Don't you worry. I struggled with anxiety from as far back as I can remember, literally since I was 3 years old and could put words to worry. I have struggled with anxiety, and Don't You Worry is the first song that I wrote that I felt was good enough to release. It had a lot of iterations. I wrote it in 2003 after I graduated from law school and didn't know what to do with my life. And then I kept going over and over again with different producers, and I finally found Jared, and he is the one who brought the vision to life on that song in 2 different versions. We've got the original version, which is like a jazzy R&B gospel. And then we have the upbeat dance remix for the people who are working out in the gym and trying to get their mind right and their mood right or cleaning the house or whatever it is. Don't You Worry is without a doubt my most popular song. And it's the one that is really near and dear to my heart because of what God has helped me through. And I no longer talk about struggling with anxiety. Now I battle it. It's still there, but now I know how to fight.
Yeah, that's awesome. You can go listen to that one and all the new Christmas music. It's out there on all your favorite DSPs right now. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you so much.
Yeah.